So I'm convinced that I'm in the wrong gaming era now. And not only that, but the old gaming era was better. Let's talk about it, okay? I've been watching this YouTuber, Jacob Whelan, and he has this video that's called I'm 40 and I'm an outcast living on the wrong timeline. Well, I'm 45 and I feel like I'm living in the wrong gaming era. Because my time gaming, the best times I had gaming were ones where it was a lot simpler. Like, for example, I recently bought a CRT TV so I could hook up some old gaming consoles. Obviously, I still had my Super Nintendo. I went and I bought a Genesis. I went and bought a TurboGrafx. I have a Nintendo 64, and I wanted to enjoy them the way they are meant to be played. And as I'm playing these games, I start to realize what really made these games better. The old games better than the new games, right? And, you know, we could get into, oh, well, the plot was better, or the overall message of the game was better, or the gameplay was better, or whatever. But ultimately, that's not what I'm going to talk about today. What's better about it, honestly, is the simplicity of the situation. Like, for example, I turn on a new smart TV, for example, and before I even get to my gaming console, I'm greeted with all sorts of advertisements and messages for programs that are on the TV. You know, they're like, okay, we think you should go to Tubi and watch this, or we think you should go to Netflix and watch this, or we think you should go to Disney Plus and watch this. I don't want you to give me any of that crap, right? I'm trying to go to HDMI 2 so I could play my PC Engine Mini, or HDMI 3 so I could play my Xbox, or whatever. Okay? So heaven forbid, I tell it to go to HDMI 3. I press the start button on my Xbox controller. The Xbox comes on. And you know what the TV does? It goes to Samsung Gaming Hub. And then it's giving me all sorts of advertisements for Samsung's games. No, I don't want that. I just want you to go to the damn Xbox. So then you finally get to the Xbox, and there's advertisements all over the screen for their games and everything, just like the TV apps. And I'm like, I don't want this. I just wanted to go to the Microsoft store so I could download the new Gears of War, right? And I go to the Microsoft store, I type in Gears of War, and now I'm getting ads for games I'm not even going to play, like Fortnite, Minecraft, stuff that like my kids would play. Like, no, I don't want these ads. I don't want this. I want you to just do what I want you to do. And this is where I go back to the CRT TV I just bought. I turn that CRT TV to the source that I want, and then I turn on the console with the game I want in it. And it turns on, and it's just that one game. I don't have any advertisements. I don't have to go through any rigmarole. I'm not screaming at my remote. I'm not trying to do updates. I'm not trying to get DLC. I'm not trying to do anything. I just turn it on, and I get the game. Or I turn it on, it doesn't work. I take out the cartridge, I blow on it, put it back in, and then it works, right? I'm not sure the blow on the cartridge thing's a real thing, but we all do it, and we think it works, and that's just of our era. Like, if you were born, like, between 1980 and 1990, I would think that you'd have a lot of the same experiences that I did here, but at the same token, so I feel like I am an outcast. I feel like I'm the only one feeling this thing, because I see a lot of people that are older than me even, and they're like getting into VR, and they're playing all these games, and I'm like, cool. I like new games too. I was playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. I got over halfway through on it. Got sidetracked with some other things, but the game is completely awesome. I enjoy new games. I just wish that it was simpler, that it was better back to the simpler time. Like, when my kids play games, they could get it on the internet. They don't even have to go to the store. They don't have to rent the game ahead of time because they don't have the money to buy it. You know, their friends may even just be on the internet. And they could go on the internet and play games with these friends and make friends on the internet. But when I was a kid, you had the cartridge. You get your butt on a bike and you'd ride it over to your friend's house with the game, and you'd say, okay, we're gonna play Super Mario Bros. 3 now, because I have Super Mario Bros. 3 and you don't yet. You know what I'm saying? Or your friend would have a game. Maybe they had Castlevania and you had Mega Man 2, and you'd be like, let's trade. I just beat Mega Man 2. And they'd be like, okay, I beat Castlevania. So you switch, and now you're playing Castlevania, and they're playing Mega Man 2. And like, it was a social thing to do, right? And then on the weekends, you wanted to watch a movie or you wanted to play a game, you'd have to go rent it from the Blockbuster or your local rental chain, and you'd pick out that movie or that game, and you would hope it wouldn't suck. But if it sucked, that's the game you play that weekend. It would be that game. I remember renting Roger Rabbit for the Nintendo, and I remember it being awful, but I rented it that weekend, so I played it, I tried it. I didn't rent it again, but like, it's just part of the deal. And it was a lot simpler. You only had so many games. So you put in your game and you focus on that game, whether it was a rental or something you owned. And now it's just like there's a million choices on the screen. And there's too many. And a lot of them are junk. And heaven forbid you turn on the system and you need an update. And then you're like, I just want to play. Now I got to wait 20 minutes while it downloads this damn update. Otherwise I can't play. And it's really annoying. I just, and nobody else seems to be saying much about it. You know what I'm saying? And we keep just progressing. We just keep going further and further down this rabbit hole. We're only going to have digital games. Well, when they're all digital, you're going to be stuck with this. You know? I mean, my kids, they're almost grown. They're in high school now. But like, I wish they would have had that experience where you had to take the game to your friend's house, or you'd have to trade games or things like that. That would have been a really good experience for them, right? Now, the other thing is, all the games that are coming out lately are all remasters of the games that were like the end of the era games, the games from the early 2000s, right before these things went full internet. You know, remember the PlayStation 2 had very limited internet. You had to get the adapter and the Final Fantasy 11 and all that stuff. And it was expensive. And so you still put the game in, and it was what it was. And then we got into the PS3 era, the Xbox 360 era, and it started to go downhill. I'm not going to say downhill in gameplay or downhill in game design, just downhill in how we're interacting as people. This gaming era went along with how the internet progressed, how we ended up in these cell phones, which sound really great, but how much time do you spend scrolling your phone? Anybody could get a hold of you at any damn moment they please. And back in the day, you went to the store, nobody was going to be able to get a hold of you. And then even then, like when we first started getting cell phones, they're very basic. So all it was like basic calls, things like that, very easy to ignore. You just had a little phone and it had numbers, and that was it. Very simple. Very simple. And I don't know anymore. I just love being able to turn on that CRT TV and focus on one game. No updates, no advertisements, no BS. And I also feel the same way about movies now too. I'm like, just give me the damn DVD. Heaven forbid I turn on a smart TV and have to see all those apps and all those choices. It's just so distracting from the overall goal. I just, if I am putting in a DVD, it's a lot easier. I put in the movie, that's the movie I watch. I'm not distracted by all these other things on the screen. I don't have text messages popping up on the screen. I don't, it was just a lot simpler, a lot easier. Am I crazy? Am I the only one that feels this way? Please let me know. So if you're of the same era of me, you remember what it was like. You remember that we didn't have all these updates, all these things on the screen, all these distractions. It was a lot simpler. We are the last ones to experience the world as it was. Just like I heard Jacob Whelan say in that video that he made. And it gave me a lot of thought. Yeah, my era is the last ones that experienced what it was when we didn't have cell phones, when we had rotary and touch-tone phones, and we had just started getting cable, and we had to watch TV at a specific time. This show's on at 8. I better be there at 8 on Tuesday. Otherwise, I'm going to miss the damn show. You couldn't record it. You'd have to wait for a rerun. You know what I'm saying? You'd have to ride your bike to your friend's house so you could go over to their house and play Adventures of Bayou Billy or Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or whatever have you. And it sounds inconvenient now, but I think it's actually an era that a lot of people really yearn for. They really wish it was this way. And if our era was so bad, why are we remaking all the damn games? You know what I'm saying? We're remaking them. People love them. They're the ones that sell. New games sometimes sell, but you have a better shot of making a success out of re-releasing a game that was from long ago. Just some food for thought. Let me know what you're thinking, because I'll let you know what I was thinking. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe nobody else feels this way. But if I could go to a world that didn't have AI, that didn't have cell phones, I think I would. I think I would go back. The world without internet was a grand life. It was a grand time. And I don't know. The new generation will never understand. Will never understand how good that era was. And it's a shame.